Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. Zola Levitt presents
Thank you so much for joining us today on Zola Levitt Presents. I'm David Hart.
I'm Kirsten Hart.
And I am Jeffrey Seif. And I am happy to report to you that on more than one occasion when I'm in Israel, and I'm there a lot, I run into people that have moved there and they first got the inkling to do so by watching Zola Levitt Presents. This has gone into the heads and hearts of millions of people, and thank you for enabling that to happen. You would be surprised to know how many are touched and how many are moving, not just toward the Lord, but toward the Lord's land. And to that end, we have stories to tell about Aliyah, don't we?
We do. Our friend Chaim Malespin, you've seen him on our program and on our social media sites. He made Aliyah years ago with his family. He married into a family that had made Aliyah, and he and his father-in-law bought this old rundown building up in the Galilee area. It was built in the 1900s, an old school. And they've redone it, and it is now an Aliyah Return Center. And there are soldiers, there are Arabs, there are Jewish people, all Christians, all working together. And Dave, you had the opportunity to be with Chaim.
I did, not long ago. In fact, let's go there right now with my tour with Chaim Malespin.
This is one of the songs that I love. Here in Israel, we sing this. It's holy, holy, holy are you. Holy, holy are you. Of course, in Hebrew, that word is kadosh. Kadosh means holy. Kadosh atah, holy are you. Kadosh.
Something that sticks out in my mind when we first met, you were talking to our group, and you said, I am a carpenter. Is that your trade?
I was a carpenter, yes, in the center of Israel, and then actually left all of that in order to start the center in the north.
And this is going to be in my mind forever. You said, I'm just a simple carpenter. And that's what Yeshua was.
Strangely enough, it was age 30 when we felt this call to really leave Tel Aviv and to move to the north. And that's when Yeshua started as well.
Kirsten and I had Shabbat dinner with your beautiful family that
Yes.
we fell in love with the moment that we sat around the table. Tell me how you met your wife, Deanna. Were you here in Israel?
Yes, I met her at a worship evening in Jaffa, actually. And yeah, she's a lovely girl. I remember asking her, I said, what are your hobbies? Do you like bowling, maybe playing pool? She says, I like to participate in the restoration of Israel.
Oh, wow.
And I took me aback
Yeah.
a bit. Yeah, so we're happily married, have 2 children now. And yes, her family has been helping Jewish people to return for about 28 years now.
That's great. So, yes, her dad, your father-in-law, is a big part of your ministry with the Aliyah Return Center. I had the chance, the opportunity, the privilege to walk your streets, your, what do you call it, your community,
Right.
the center.
Yeah, center.
It's amazing, and you've really just started it. Tell the folks about this wonderful place.
It's truly amazing to see this old abandoned kibbutz now come to life once again, just like, and it's now 90 years old, this kibbutz Beit Zera. It's truly phenomenal that we were able to find a place. We started, of course, renting a hotel in Tiberias, and we just said we will give free stay to any person who's made their aliyah to the land and has their stamp. They will receive a free stay with us, no matter if they're religious, secular, you know, believe or don't believe in Yeshua. And now to see that grow and expand is truly nice.
We had people on our bus on our tour that they wanted to know more, and they wanted to know how they could help. And I know that you need volunteers. Kirsten and I want to come and spend a month with you.
You're welcome.
And clean toilets, cook, do whatever it takes, but what can we do to help you?
Well, I would say this thing, this phenomena, this movement, which is called Nations United for Israel, is truly amazing because we're in the Galilee of the nations. Prophet Isaiah calls it the Galilee of the nations in chapter 9, verse 1. And we're seeing many different nations say, we want to commit to pray. We want to even come and lend a hand there, and we want to raise our flag, let our colors fly there in the Galilee of the Nations. So there's about 25 different nations so far that have come and done that. We're believing at least 70 will be, and maybe even more.
This is a flag that I decided to bring with me when I came to intern, and I wanted somebody from my government to pray over it, but I was not aware that God would orchestrate President Trump being in my state exactly at the time I was getting it prayed for. And a connection of mine was able to get her brother-in-law, who had an invitation to see Mr. Trump, take it to him, lean over a barrier after pushing through a crowd of people and asking him, could you pray for this flag? And so he said, God bless America and God bless Israel.
So excited to be standing here with Chris Spark, head of hospitality here at the center.
So how did you hear about this place?
I heard about this through the Loving God Blessing Israel tour that went across Canada. My wife and I volunteered to be part of that 2 years ago.
So I don't think you're here by chance. Did you feel God calling you here?
I felt God call me here, but I was a little bit concerned because I have no practical skills whatsoever. And I just felt God is going to use me here. I don't know how, but I'm sure he will.
So I hear that you have pastoral skills and even worship?
Yeah, I've been doing some worship leading here quite a bit here, which I've also been doing in Canada and the UK, which is where I'm from. And the pastoral skills, being head of household, have been put to good use, yeah.
Hey, what's your name, and is this your first time in the Galilee of the Nations here in the center?
Yes, it's my first time. My name is Shelley Alele. I'm from UK and from London.
London, wow. And why are you here?
We're here as a church, my church, Magnificent Ministry. We're here every year in October to visit Israel and to pray.
I know that you have a really great story of how you came to this place. Can you tell us about that?
So in a nutshell, I came to Israel earlier this year. I felt God calling me at the time, but I wasn't sure why he wanted me to come. So I was staying with friends of friends of friends of friends, some Israelis, and he gave me a tour of this place. And so I happened to walk past and I said, what is this ugly building for some reason? And he said, oh, that's where lone soldiers live. And for some reason, it really spoke to me. And then eventually I go back home to New Zealand and I saw one of Chaim's videos and I thought, that place looks familiar. So I started looking into it, doing some research, and then I saw they wanted interns here to do work on the land and with the people. And I thought, that sounds really intriguing. So I applied, I got accepted, and I arrived here, and sure enough, it was that exact same building that I thought was really ugly at the time. Right. And it's been obviously transformed in the few months since then.
So lone soldiers, can you explain who they are?
So lone soldiers are basically young kids who belong to another nation, so they might be from Australia or New Zealand or the United States, anywhere in the world, and they are of Jewish descent, and they feel a call to come back to the land of Israel for whatever reason, and they feel to do their duty. So they come here, they have no family basically in the land. So yeah, they're all on their lonesome.
Yes.
One of our team here at the center, Adrian, registered male nurse here for the complex here. Want to ask him a few questions?
You're from Texas.
That's right, San Antonio, Texas.
Tell me what you're doing over here.
Yes, I'm part of the restoration project, restoring the infrastructure. Part of that involves clearing the land. Example, burning rubble, grass, old hay that the animals won't eat, to make room for future renovation here. That's correct.
I've got to ask you, how did you find out about this place?
I found out this place through Volunteer Israel. It's an Israeli government organization that brings foreign volunteers from abroad wishing to volunteer their talents, their skills here.
Looks like construction's going on in this building. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, actually, this is where we're housing 28 people. They're learning a trade. They're learning agrotech, and so that we would like to give a hand up, not a hand out.
We just poured a concrete step for this post-army building and taking the form off now and see what it looks like.
And so where are you from and what brought you here?
I'm from Canada, and God put a great love for this beautiful land and these people in our hearts, and so we followed His lead and His provision, and we're here, and we're glad of it.
So living in a place where there is lone soldiers, there's people that have finished the army and are learning a trade, there's actually training for the army, both for Arabic and Hebrew speaking. How is that for you to live in this community with all these different kind of people?
We have actually been overjoyed at the amount of interaction that we've been able to have with some of the people that live here in the land of Israel. We've been excited almost daily with conversations that we've had, that they're showing their friendliness, their openness, they're asking questions about why we're here in particular, and we get to share, and that's been just very exciting for us. It's been actually more exciting than doing the work when we came here to work, so it's been excellent.
Just recently on Zola Levitt program, we showed you this building. This is before, and this is after. It's a beautiful building. Tell us about this building.
It's really amazing to see it come to life, and yes, how volunteers have been able to come, put on the new roof, restructure the foundations, windows, doors, air conditioning, sewage, bathrooms, and so on. But what is so special about this program, and the government is very impressed with this, it is the first ever Arabic-speaking and Hebrew-speaking pre-Army training, and that's what it says on the sign right there, the pre-Army training here at the center, and it's about 60 young people, and they live 2 and 2 in each room here, 2 Arabic-speaking, 2 Hebrew-speaking, training for the Army.
Something special happened right here on these grounds recently. Tell us about that.
Well, it did make big news. It was on the biggest channels in Israel, channel 1, 2, and 10, which was the head of the Army, the head of the Israeli Defense Force, IDF, flew in on his helicopter, landed over there, security everywhere, and he said, what is going on with Christians helping Jewish people in this way? Christian Arabs even training for the army together with Jewish people. He says, it blows me away. He was very impressed. Avigdor Lieberman.
That's amazing. Hey, let's come with us. Let's see this building. We are walking in right now to a newly renovated dorm room, and unlike American college dorms, this is huge and it's beautiful. I think we're in a female room right now. Tell us about it.
Well, definitely the girls, they have 2 Arabic-speaking, 2 Hebrew-speaking, training for the Army. And yes, Army training is a real thing that's necessary because everybody you see in Israel has been in the Army. It's something that shapes our culture in a way. Having to do that, I still serve in reserves. And the thing is some people say, I want to go in right at age 18. Some people say, no, I want to take a longer course in my university, or this or that. There's a lot of variations. Some would say about this training that it's not good enough. I mean, they should be out sleeping on the Army sleeping bags. But they do that. They do go. They're in the Golan Heights today, out enjoying the nature and learning how to do camouflage and all the cool stuff we do.
So I always thought it was mandatory right out of high school to join the Army. Is that not true?
Everyone's mandatory to join, every able-bodied person. Even some disabled people they want to contribute and they join, unlike any army I've ever heard of. But there are different things, different exceptions that do happen. Even the yeshiva students right now, the ultra-Orthodox, that's something that's creating some waves right now. Some are saying we don't want to join at all. Some are saying we are willing to. But it's wonderful. It's a wonderful unifying factor. What I will say for the Arabic-speaking people, they also need a training and a hand to be able to integrate into this society, which is English, Arabic, and Hebrew speaking. Those are the 3 national languages of Israel.
We have some pictures, and I'm a little overwhelmed right now as I see smiling faces. I see joy in these faces. It's amazing.
Yes, there's definitely a bridging of 2 worlds. There's even mistrust where they say, so Christians from around the world, what are their real motives? Are they going to be harassing us and stuff? And we say, we are here to give you unconditional love with an uncompromising faith. And whether they're training for the Army, whether they're learning a trade like they are in this building, they are very overjoyed and happy.
If you're a longtime viewer of Zola Levitt Presents, then you're probably a longtime supporter. And I just want to say thank you, as you know how important your donations are to keep this ministry on the air. If you're a new viewer, I'd like to talk to you for just a moment. It's very important that you remember that the only way that we can stay on the air is through your donations of support. Please remember us monthly, and thank you.
Isaiah 14:1 says it clearly. The Lord will bring them back to settle once again in their own land, and people from many nations will come and join them there and unite with the people of Israel. That's exactly what's happening at the Aliyah Return Center in Galilee, Israel. We invite you to partner with us in helping to renovate this abandoned boarding school into a place where Jewish people from around the world will be welcomed home. Please send your donation to Zola Levitt Ministries, earmarked for Aliyah Return Center. Let's work together for Israel and witness the fulfillment of Isaiah's prophecy.
Your financial contributions to Zola Levitt Ministries and to this program make it possible for Chaim and his father-in-law and so many people that work at the Aliyah Return Center to bring Arabs and Jews together and Christians all in the same place. When you donate to this ministry, we donate to the Aliyah Return Center. Now let's go back to Chaim and David at the center.
We are continuing our tour at the Aliyah Return Center, and I believe this is a special place that we're standing right now. Tell us about it.
Well, the plans for this kind of nasty building behind me, it's going to be called First Home in the Nation. That literally, it's a government program where they actually bring new immigrants that have their suitcases that just got off the plane from Hungary, from wherever it is, Ukraine, or anywhere, and they land right here and we welcome them, but we still need to fix it first.
So their suitcases land right here off the bus.
That's correct. And the government will actually drive them right here. So we just need to get it renovated, and then we'll open that for more housing for new immigrants. Because we're living with Jewish people there, whether they're the lone soldiers or even those that are training for the army, Arabic speaking and Hebrew speaking together training, or if it's the people after army that are learning a trade, learning a business, not getting a handout but a hand up. Those nations that are there are getting to live with them, and I see that interaction as just a beautiful thing.
It's great.
A God-intended thing.
Right now we are down in an active bomb shelter. Yeah. And I believe, when's the last time this was used? Any idea?
Well, there was the 1973, I believe it was the last big one. Of course, this was built like 90 years ago or so. I pray we won't have to use it. But right now we welcome groups to feel like they're pioneers as the old pioneers were.
And I'm drawn to this restoration monument. It's beautiful, and I want you to explain, this is such an amazing story.
I feel it's a holy thing that God's doing. Literally, starting about 2 years ago, people started to give gold and silver for Aliyah, or for the return and restoration of the Jewish people. And it's just phenomenal. I mean, thousands of rings. There's endless stories I could tell you about. We used to think that it would just be maybe an old broken earring that lost its match, or an old boyfriend jewelry, or these kind of things. And it turns out that people were giving their greatest treasures because they really wanted to stand with God's eternal covenant. I mean, his covenant with the land and people of Israel is really the same God who's honoring that very marriage covenant. So even couples would come and bring their rings. We put here suitcases that were stolen in the Holocaust, because it wasn't just a great genocide, it was also a great robbery. Of course, this is what it looks like on the Arch of Titus, you know, the menorah, 7 lampstand menorah. Now, this is a very small one, but this is going to be about yay high from the floor at the entrance of the center here. The most important part, really, is every ring that's been given to us in the last time, and it's continuing to happen all the time. We make a little bronze mold of it, and then we melt down the gold and make identical restoration rings, and we really hand them to Holocaust survivors in Yad Vashem, pioneers all over the land of Israel, and this has been an ongoing story.
Zola Levitt presents viewers. How can we pray for you?
Well, I would say the more that they are connected, the more the righteous unite, the more the remnant rally. That sounds cool. The more the people that watch this kind of show come together and say, hey, I'm willing to stand up for the truth. Yeah, there is a center of the faith. Yeah, not the Vatican. Jerusalem.
Right.
And the more that we get in line with, hey, let's take a step in our community to stand with what God says. And you know, Israel's just one of the many things that the Bible talks about. There's marriage that's under attack right now. There's, you know, Israel. It's another thing in God's heart. And the more we can get in line with his heart, the more he'll show us what actions we can take. But definitely, they can contact Zola Levitt, and they will show how they can come to intern with us, volunteer. We'd love to have them.
That's awesome. So, a simple carpenter with so much knowledge, and we're so thrilled that you are part of Zola Levitt Presents, and great days ahead for all of us.
Together.
My brother.
United.
Amen.
You guys ready? Kadosh. 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 Shata.
I don't think it was by chance that Chaim and his father-in-law started this Aliyah Return Center. I believe it was a vision from the Lord, and maybe you've had a vision from the Lord in the past, and we know the Lord has called them to this ministry. I loved sitting down with Chaim and feeling his heartbeat for this wonderful place that they call the Aliyah Return Center. Not only sitting down with Chaim, but he took me on the tour, and we encountered some folks that work there from all over the world. Let's go there right now.
It's actually phenomenal what's really going on is the big return right now of people coming from all over the countries for the different reasons, and could be even from, you know, they feel like now's their time. I don't know, a lot of people maybe had dreamed, including our family. We had my dad got a dream that he wanted to move to Israel, to return as a Jew to the land of Israel, but he wasn't sure how that was going to happen. And then in 1999, that dream was realized through us getting some gold from some friends, and everything came together. It was really a God thing. And that was really exciting. And I just returned recently with my wife, Carrie, from Canada. We were there on a musical adventure, basically. Went there, we believe from God, he wanted us to go there. Yivarechecha Adonai, Yishmarecha Adonai, Ya'er Adonai, Panav Elecha, Vechunecha, Yisa Adonai, Panav Elecha, Ve'asem Lecha Shalom, Ve'asem Lecha Shalom, Ve'asem Lecha Shalom. And now we're coming back, and we're very happy to come back, not because we don't like Canada. Canada's great. It's just that we do call Israel home. And basically, we really feel like we're home here. We've been here for 18 years, anyhow, before that. I was here in two wars, the Cast-led and Second Lebanon War, and they were crazy, of course. But I did feel that I'm ready to give my life for this country, because I feel definitely part of it. I feel like God's called us here, and I was already in that place. I had to get in that place spiritually, of course, as well as also mentally, where I'm ready to, you know, lay down my life for my buddy. And it was a given. I'm ready if it needs to be. So.
That Moishe, quite a guy, yes?
Great brothers.
Yeah.
They sing together. They look good. They have these great families.
Chaim.
Yes.
Life. I love that name too.
Yes, and I love the word you mentioned, together. Great brothers together. Great ministry.
Mm-hmm.
The Return Center is a great work that they have going, isn't it?
It is.
And one of the unique characteristics of Zola Levitt Ministries is that we haven't just been interested in Zola Levitt Ministries. Zola helped me get launched in ministry, by the way. My first paperback book, it was Zola Levitt and Jeffrey Seif. He helped me stand on his shoulders. And here at Zola Levitt Presents, we're all about helping others stand on our shoulders as well. We all need $1 to be sure, but I want you, if your heart's just the least bit touched by the ministry, by the Return Center, if you would make a donation to Zola Levitt Presents an earmark, all or part of that, for that ministry, we want it to go there because while we have bills to pay, we're not just all about us, we're about the kingdom business. And we have lots of friends that are advancing the gospel to the Jew, and we want to participate with them, yes?
Right. You know, I think Zola would be happy to know that we have young Messianic teachers on this program. Chaim, Dove is pretty young, Joshua Aaron, who we've just had on. Our youth, I think, get a bad rap these days. Do you hear that?
Well, it's true, you know, but when you look at these young people who are living for God, they give all they have, but the one thing that they don't have is this little thing called money. I think, by the way, that's why they're oft ignored in ministry, because you need to make appeals to individuals that can respond in kind. It all takes money. That's why I'm proud, not of myself, but in this ministry's tradition, to help facilitate the up-and-coming new generation. I have 2 books that came out most recently. I don't want to talk about them. I'm not looking to sell them. I want to note, however, that they're co-authored with others because I'm making room for individuals that aren't well known in the world to attach and get a rise off of me. And I think that's ministry at its best when we don't just live for ourselves.
It is, and that's what Chaim and his family are doing in the Galilee. They found this old building, they're redoing it, and I just want to let our viewers know, if you have a heart to work in Israel and work with the ministry, but you don't know where to go or who to locate, contact us. We'll get you in touch with Chaim and his family. If you like to nail nails and build things or paint or help cook, they're always looking for volunteers. You can go for a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. But we will facilitate you into Israel through Chaim Malespin and the Aliyah Return Center.
I think that's a great point. People say ministries just want us for our money. No, we want you for other things as well.
Right.
Other talents.
Paint and clean and cook.
Yeah,
we need it all.
We all want to be givers in one way or another. Well, thank you for giving us your time and attention. And as you go now, Sha'alu Shalom Yerushalayim.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem.
Our monthly newsletter, The Levitt Letter, is free and full of insightful articles and news commentary from a messianic perspective. Visit levitt.com to find our newsletter, along with current and past programs, our television schedule, and much more.
Don't forget to order this week's resource by calling 1-800-WONDERS, or you can purchase it from our store at levitt.com.
Your donations to Zola Levitt Ministries help these organizations bless Israel.
Thanks again for joining us this week. Zola Levitt Ministries and this television program depend on tax-deductible donations from viewers like you.
This has been a paid program brought to you by Zola Levitt Ministries.